Well, folks, Poor Things back in the news again. And this is about Grace Randolph and how she's saying, I don't want to watch that. People slam controversial movies, Poor Things with Emma Stone. But in this article, they directly reference Grace Randolph. And I'm going to explain why my thumbnail says she's a hypocritical hack. So, let's get into this first off. Emma Stone's latest movie has sparked quite an outrage after the movie trailer critique summarized a plot in a very brief and crude nutshell. Creator and host of YouTube channel Beyond the Trailer, Grace Randolph, took to X/Twitter to lash out at the highly anticipated fantasy sci-fi movie Poor Things. She initially wrote on Wednesday, November 29th, I have serious issues with Poor Things, and out of respect for everyone involved with the film, let's leave it at that. P.S. Just a heads up, it should really be rated NC-17. The YouTuber followed her post, which has since been viewed 225,600 times, with the following, I'm not reviewing it, and I'm not voting for it for any awards. But things took an unexpected turn when an ex-user replied, scared of sex, eh? To which Grace made a stunning revelation regarding the movie's plot. She responded in another post, Poor Things is about a baby's brain put in an adult woman's body for the heck of it, and then that woman having lots of sex. In a subsequent post, the content creator said, to a few arguing that her brain matured based on the aging of the character around her 16 years, did not pass, maybe 2 to 3 tops. And there are so many other disturbing elements. When something is this morally questionable, people deserve to know what they're walking into. You know, that is pretty freaking hypocritical of Grace Randolph. This woman is saying that it is disturbing to have sex with children, which it is, don't get me wrong. That is extremely disturbing behavior and should always be condemned. However, this is a woman who praised a movie called Cuties about 11-year-old girls twerking and dressing in sexualized outfits, saying that it was a good movie and all that. And then she also had a problem and said that people shouldn't watch the movie Sound of Freedom, which is calling out child sex trafficking, which is raising awareness for child sex trafficking. So her saying that this movie is not a good movie to watch because it has a child's brain or a person with a child's brain who doesn't know any better, yet they're having a lot of sex and basically become sex crazed. Yet she doesn't have a problem with Cuties, but also wants to call out Sound of Freedom. Explain to me, is Grace Randolph like bipolar? First, she praises a movie with sexual or child sexualization. Then she condemns a movie that condemns child sexualization. And then she's condemning she's condemning a movie that praises child sexualization. This is such bipolar bullshit, folks. And for those wanting a clearer picture about what the movie is all about, yada yada yada, this gives into the whole situation of what it is, but it doesn't really address the reality of the movie, which is basically what Grace Randolph said. In a nutshell, it is about a woman who was brought back to life with a child's brain, a baby's brain, and they get hooked on sex. So essentially, that's pedophilia. The adult body may be an adult, but it doesn't change the fact that they are mentally a child. Now, folks, it also is kind of disturbing that Grace is only mentioning this in November, when I believe back in the day, me called this stuff out years ago, back in 2020, when this movie, or when Cuties was coming out, that if Hollywood sexualization of children becomes normalized, they will be going extreme with their content in the next few years. And lo and behold, yeah, I was right. Yeah, August 23rd, 2020, a video that had 8 likes and 108 views and then was largely ignored. Turns out I was right. I was right. That because I even freaking called it out too, that I was right. Because yeah, I warned you, prediction true. Hollywood is releasing a movie that promotes twisted pedophilic story. And then it was being praised by Hollywood and online critics, saying that it's all so stunning and brave. Yet, it's calling it, or low views on this, of course, but that's to be expected when, you are, standing up against the greater machine. And yet, Grace Randolph, who is a hack, I will always say that she is a hack because she's all over the place. She shills for bigger studios, and then she condemns smaller studios, but she doesn't realize that what she's doing is also dangerous when you aren't addressing the issues at hand. She praised a movie that sexualized children, Cuties. She condemned The Sound of Freedom, which calls out child sex trafficking, saying nobody should watch it. And then now she's showing even more hypocritical stance of saying, people shouldn't watch this movie. Not unless they know what they're getting into, which is about a woman with a baby's brain in a woman's body having lots of sex. But everybody's addressing her shit, except that this shit was already called out like months before her, ever. Now, I'm not saying that I'm jealous or anything. I'm simply saying that it's taken them a while to catch up to what we've been saying for a while, but because we are so small, we don't get the same draw as the bigger names. Grace Randolph is a bigger name because she shilled and she praised the right people. So she gets the early access because she sold her soul. Me, I'm not going to climb the ladder by sucking up to people. I'm not going to climb the ladder by shilling for certain things. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. If it has an agenda, I'm calling it out. Right side or left side. But yeah, her saying people shouldn't watch the movie because of what's going on in it. Yeah, I agree with her on this, but what the fuck took you so long? And why the hell were you praising Cuties and denouncing The Sound of Freedom, and yet this gets your goat? This bothers you? It's essential, or some people are saying it's apples and oranges, but it's not. It's still child sexualization. Child sexualization should never be put on screen. It should never be put in any sort of media. Be it comic, be it online art, or anything like that. It is a disgusting practice. But I warned you all years ago. If Cuties was normalized, they would go even further. And this is just basically a way of edging around the main topic, which is this is essentially pedophilia, where a woman with a baby's brain, with a baby's mentality, with a body that is fully grown, having lots of sex. That doesn't change the fact that she is mentally a child. So yeah, congratulations to all those who praise this movie. You all are a bunch of sick freaks. Pedophilia is nothing to celebrate. It should be condemned, and those who commit it should be put to death. And anybody who prays it should also be put to death. Anybody who defends it should be put to death. Because that sort of thing is evil. It's evil. You don't, and to those who are defending Cuties' director saying, well, I was actually drawing attention to child sexualization. You don't call it out by committing it. Folks, that's going to be the video. It's a bit of a rant, yes, I know. But I feel that this should be said. This woman is coming out and saying, oh, this movie shouldn't be watched, but hey, Cuties was okay. And Sound of Freedom is evil. She's a freaking hack. And Grace Randolph needs to know that. She is a fucking hack. That's the video. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever. I gotta go because I gotta calm down. Anyway, folks, y'all know the drill. Stay humble. Fucking A.